Sam can read your email. He remembers who he's talking to, and since last video, he can open a door and check your calendar. But there's still a whole category of questions Sam can't answer. Someone emails and asks, "What's your refund policy?" Or, "What did we agree on in the contract?" Or, "How does your onboarding process work?" Sam has no idea. That information exists. It's sitting in your documents, but those documents are outside Sam's room, and he has never seen them. Today, we build Sam a filing cabinet, and I want to warn you now, this is the one where most people's build goes wrong, because they focus on the wrong part entirely. The obvious idea is just to hand Sam the documents, give him the whole handbook, the whole contract, all of it, and let him read. And that fails for a very practical reason. Sam can only hold so much paper at once. Every model has a limit on how much text it can look at in one go. Hand him a 200-page handbook for every single email, and two things happen. He runs out of room, and you pay for 200 pages of reading on every reply, even when the answer was one sentence. So we don't give Sam the whole cabinet. We give him a way to pull out exactly the pages he needs and nothing else. That's the whole idea. It has an intimidating name, Retrieval Augmented Generation, but strip the jargon and it just means go and fetch the relevant bit first, then author. So here's how we fill the cabinet. Step 1. Take your documents and tear them into index cards. Not chapters, cards. A few paragraphs each. This is called chunking, and I'll come back to it, because this is the step people get wrong. Step 2, for each card, we work out what it's about, and we write that on the card as a kind of code. That code is called an embedding. You don't need to understand the maths. What matters is what it does. It lets us file cards by meaning rather than alphabetically. Two cards about refunds end up filed next to each other, even if one of them never uses the word refund. Step 3, all those coded cards go into the cabinet. And that's it. The cabinet is full. You do this once when you add a document, not every time an email arrives. Now watch Sam use it. An email arrives asking, "What's your refund policy?" Sam reads it. He recognizes this is a question about your documents, so he walks to the cabinet door. He takes the question itself and codes it the exact same way the cards were coded. Then he holds that code up against the cabinet and says, "Give me the cards closest to this." An outcome may be 4 cards, the refund section, a related bit from the terms, a line from the FAQ. Sam takes those 4 cards back to his desk, reads only those, and writes the reply. He didn't read 200 pages, he read 4 cards, and his answer is grounded in your actual documents, not in something the model half remembers from the internet. Now, the part everyone gets wrong. When people build this and it doesn't work, they almost always blame the cabinet. They go and swap Pinecone for Qdrant or Qdrant for something else, convinced the storage is the problem. It usually isn't. The problem is nearly always how you tore up the paper. Cut the cards too small and you get a sentence with no context. A card that just says, "This does not apply to digital goods," is useless. Applies to what? Cut them too big and each card is half a chapter, so Sam's desk fills up with mostly irrelevant text and the actual answer gets buried. A sensible starting point is somewhere around 200 to 500 words per card, with a small overlap between them, so a sentence that falls on a boundary still appears on both cards. But the real answer is tested on your own documents. Chunking is the single biggest lever in this entire system, and it's the one nobody talks about. 2 more traps, and both of them are quiet ones. First, the code you use to file the cards and the code you use to search have to be the same system. If you file everything using one embedding model and then later switch to a different one for searching, you get nonsense back. Not an error message, just quietly wrong results, which is far worse. If you ever change the embedding model, you have to refile everything from scratch. Second, connect the cabinet as a tool, not as a permanent input. Remember from last video, a tool is a door Sam chooses to open. If instead you wire the cabinet directly into Sam's desk, he reads from it on every single email, whether it's relevant or not. Someone says, "Thanks, see you Tuesday," and Sam goes rummaging through the refund policy. Make it a door. Let him decide. A few honest notes before you build. On where to keep the cabinet. N8N has a built-in in-memory store, and it's genuinely fine for testing. But like simple memory from video 2, it empties when you restart. For anything real, use a proper vector store. Pinecone and Qdrant both have free tiers that are more than enough to start. And if you already run Postgres, you can just use that. On privacy, and this one matters, you are about to copy your documents into a third-party service and send pieces of them to a model. If those documents contain client information, contracts, or anything confidential, think carefully before you do that. Self-hosting exists precisely for this reason. And finally, on trust. Sam quoting your refund policy from an actual document is a huge upgrade over Sam inventing one. But he can still misread a card or pull the wrong one. Everything still lands as a draft. You still read it.
So that's Sam. 4 videos in, he reads your email, he remembers each person, he checks your calendar, and now he answers from your own documents. He's gone from a writing assistant to something that actually knows things only you know. The workflow's in the description, free, with the cabinet wired as a tool and sensible chunking already set. Next video is the one I've been building towards. We take everything Sam can do and let him handle a full request end to end, on his own with no help from you. Subscribe, and I'll see you there.